Once you've added a camera and a lens to Exif-Max, we are now able to start our first roll and start adding frames to that roll. To start a roll, just click the Start New Roll button on the homepage. And every roll needs three things. It needs a roll name, a camera, and a lens. I'm just going to do this now. This is the camera we added in the last video. And because this is just a camera body, there's no fixed lens, we need to choose a lens. And this is that lens we added last time. All these other bits of information are optional. The film stock, ISO, and push and pull information. The frame count here is used for cameras where instead of advancing the film forwards before you take a photo, or after you take a photo, the camera itself will advance the frame backwards back into the canister. This just keeps the frame count accurate. So if your camera's frame counter shoots down, essentially, put in your starting frame number here. I'm just going to fill some basic information in here. And to start the roll, simply press the plus in the top right hand corner. So this is the new frame view. This is where you'll be doing most of your data collection. Starting at the bottom toolbar in the middle, you have the shutter button. This is used to add a new frame. To the right of that, you have the lock button. That's the padlock, so that you don't accidentally press the shutter button. And to the left of the shutter button, you have the blank frame button, which I'll talk a bit more about later. Each of these boxes is where you enter the information for every frame. So for example, if the frame I'm taking is going to be shutter speed 1/125th of a second, you'll enter that in there. You're able to set things and fix them and have them hidden if that's what you want to do. So for example, on my camera, it's always in a partial metering mode, and I usually only shoot in aperture priority. So I can set these here, press edit, and then on these boxes, press the minus, toggle the minus button to hide these. So these two will now always be written as partial and aperture priority, and as I edit again, show those, and then I can change them with every frame. You can edit and change as many things as you like. You can also change these values in here if you're going to be swapping value for quite some time. So here we enter all our information as much as we'd like. And then once you've taken a photo, you simply press the shutter button. So as you go, you take a photo, type in the data, and press the shutter button. If we go to the frame list here, we can see our first two frames, the time they were taken, and their shutter speed. Going into one of these, you can see the location, date and time in more detail, lens, all these other bits of information. Everything can be edited. You can add a reference photo in case you want to check what that frame should look like, and also to more easily match this together when using Exif-Max the lab. And you can also add frame notes. All these changes can be made by pressing edit, and then as you go, you can open up and change all these bits as you see fit. If, as you're shooting, you notice that your frame counter here and the frame counter on your camera is incorrect, it's possible that you may have forgotten to take a frame. If you believe this to be the case, this is what the blank frame button is for. Put simply, it saves the date and time, it saves the location of when you press the button, but everything that isn't set, so here, shutter speed, flash, exposure compensation, and photographer, won't be saved. And here in Exif-Max and in Exif-Max the lab, it'll have this red mark, just sort of as a warning to look into this frame a little bit more and to see if it's in the wrong place, and treat that frame with extra care, as it may be in the wrong place and may need special attention. So you can take as many frames as you like, all with different data, all taken by different people, whatever you wish. Once you've finished your roll, and you go back, if you navigate to the active rolls, you can either swipe from left to right, or hold down, and this context menu will come out, and press complete. This moves from active roles to completed roles, where, as this button here says, it's been moved to iCloud if you're using iCloud. Otherwise, you can click into the role and press the share up here to choose how to export it and get this onto your computer to later be joined with your film scans. Once you've done this, the next step and the final step is to combine this data with the scans using Exif-Max the lab. So export your Exif-Max file, get it onto your computer, or if using the cloud, simply load up Exif-Max to Lab and we can begin syncing these all together.